Now let's bring you a bit more on that breaking news this hour, that the first person in England and Wales to be convicted of cyber flashing has been jailed for 66 weeks. Our correspondent Siobhan Freeman-Powell joins me now from Southend Crown Court. A significant first sentencing, Siobhan. Just tell us a bit about what occurred and how long this man has now been given.
Yes, that's right. Nicholas Hawkes has made history for reprehensible reasons, becoming the first man to be sentenced for these cyber flashing offences in England and Wales. Today, the judge sentenced him to 66 weeks in prison. Half of that has to be served in prison. The rest of that will be him serving that on licence. As well as this, Hawkes is also subject to a sexual harm prevention order for 15 years, preventing him from being able to communicate with women out in public and online, placing much restrictions on the way that he is able to communicate with women. And it comes after, in February of this year, February the 9th, he sent unsolicited photos of his erect penis to a 66-year-old woman and a 15-year-old girl. One of those was via iMessage, the other via WhatsApp. Now, the woman print screened this photo and reported it to the police the very next day. And because a month before that, in January of this year, new laws were put in place making this offence now a crime, it meant that by the Monday he was in court and he pleaded guilty to 2 offences. He pleaded guilty to sending photos of his genitalia to cause alarm or distress or humiliation. But the court heard today how he was already on the registered sex offenders list, because last year he also approached a group of young people wearing only his trainers, engaging in sexual conversations. And earlier that year he had stripped a GP surgery covering his penis in hand sanitizer. But the court heard how he wasn't given a custodial sentence because he had been suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder and heavy cocaine use. Now, this PTSD is believed to be linked to an offence that he was actually a victim of. It was back in 2017. Hawkes was said to be leaving his property when he was then kidnapped and tortured. Now, in mitigation, his defence lawyer said that people seem to have an idea that those people that commit these crimes are just perverts. That's to use his defence lawyer's words. However, his lawyer said that it was actually because of this PTSD. It had life-changing impacts on him as a person, and therefore he wasn't doing it for sexual gratification but to cause chaos. Now, the judge wasn't really buying this. She said at the time of the offending, Hawkes had a number of orders against him. She said to Hawkes, "You are clearly deeply disturbed. You have a warped view of yourself and your sexual desires." Now, this is a landmark case. It's the first time that a person in England and Wales has been sentenced to cyber flashing offences. And we have spoken to the Crown Prosecution Service, a representative of the CPS, who explained why this is so important.
OK, Siobhan, thanks very much.